Well, hello, everybody. My pickles, my snowflakes, my turtles, my no matter what club members, and my favorite group of all, the Goldilocks group. Aren't we such a bunch, huh? Well, here we all are. And if you don't know the meaning of all of those things, just keep listening. That's it. I've explained it a million times, but if you keep watching it, you'll understand what each item in our silly little world of pearls of wisdom and food with our keto, carnivore, carnivish lifestyles. WOE, ways of eating. Well, this is a blast from the past, and I just thought of it. And so this is part one. The part two will be a little bit before Christmas, but this is Messy Monday. And yes, it's midway through November. Today is November, what is it? 18th. Yeah. And so this is a Messy Monday video in planning and preparing for it to begin, the onslaught, the permission to overeat, to eat the wrong things, and to eat it in abundance, the push to do all of those things, sad, awful, can't stand it, what can I do? Well, I can keep putting out these videos, and so the world may not have caught up with us yet, not to mention mainstream doctors. But we are so lucky, we have found a way of eating that works for us. We gave up sugars and grains, the white stuff, and with the grains, the brownish stuff along with the white stuff. And we were so much better for it. And then we just keep tweaking and fine tuning. And we get to a place in our food journey where things really work out nicely. And we don't let holidays, get togethers, pushes, food pushers, guilt pushers, we don't let any of that get to us. And yes, we all have difficult times when, the person brings the num num, puts it down in front of you and says, see what I made just for you? And it's CRAP. They could also be called food sabotagers. So we have to be very, very careful because this is their season, this 4 or 5 month season. Isn't that crazy? Yes, it is crazy. And they're out there and they're going to get us. And it's not fun. And I'm sorry if you have to go through it because you can cave. You can give in. You can say, the heck with it. I'll have it. I'll be good tomorrow. You can start applying the words and terms that you used to do to excuse yourself, to justify yourself having something that is not good for you. And it could be an all weekend type thing. This is when people get together for weekends because when the main holiday comes, they have other obligations, family obligations, traveling to the other state, all of that sort of stuff. And so the weekends become like yet another celebration. It's kind of like I've heard it and seen it with friends with birthdays. They celebrate 6 different days their birthday, right? And so it can be that way as we are in this time of year. And this weekend already could have been one of them, because next weekend it's way too close to the holiday, or maybe you're traveling then. Who knows? But we all have tons and tons of reasons, seasons, places where we can, treat ourselves, cheat, have snacks, do all of these sort of things where we make those empty promises to ourselves about come Monday. You can fill in the blanks, and I'm sure you will. So we don't want messy Mondays. I don't want messy Mondays for you. Messy Mondays are when all of the promises you made, all of the deals that you cut inside your head as each item of food began. Maybe we even began on a Thursday night. You took off Friday to go spend the weekend with sisters or brothers or parents or kids or something like that before the holiday. And so, the reenactment, and it's not of the people on the Mayflower. It's not a reenactment like that. It's recreating the holiday with all of the trimmings, fixings, and permission to have it. And the food pushers are out in full force. The sabotagers are out there too. It's like while we're holding on to our abstinence and food sanity and sobriety, they're like, oh, they're cooking and baking all of the stuff that you might have had as recently as just last year. And maybe since last, November to now, you found keto, carnivore, carnivish, and you have found a great lifestyle. You're feeling healthy, you're feeling connected. You've met a lot of us here online. You have your group of videos that you like to watch, and you have all of that. And suddenly, it's like that magician comes along with that rug they want to pull out from underneath you when you've had such a good run of being good, as we say. I call it being abstinent. And I will tell you, it's a lot easier to be 100% abstinent. It just is. It's a whole lot easier to just, like if I was going someplace, I'd say, look, I just have a steak. I have one steak a day. Or I have, some hamburger with cheese melted on it and part of a steak, or a pork chop, or a piece of swordfish. I have some sort of variety on the plate of more than one meat, or I have that big honking steak that I kind of am fond of as well. And that's it. Face the scrutiny, the questions, the eye rolling, the whatever. Just get it out there, because then staying 100% abstinent. So you sit down and you have it. You might even eat when they're not eating, because some people like to eat at 7 o'clock at night. I'm already in bed, but that's their normal. And so, if I was doing it, I'd have my steak, my ground beef, my whatever between 2 and 3, like I always do, get it out of the way. Then I'm present. Then I'll have my sparkling mineral water as I sit with them, enjoying all that stuff, and I'm satiated and full, not bloat full, but just full, because I've had my usual amount of meat, and I'm content, and I'm just happy to be there in the moment. I will tell you that in my old days of overeating, sitting around a group of people, I'm unconscious. I'm already in a food coma, just looking at this. What can I get away with seconds? Oh my God, they took the last such and such. What am I going to do? I hope she's got more in the kitchen. That sort of panic. Like I'm some, little orphan on the street corner that's just going to waste away if I don't have a second or third roll. I mean, really. And it's like, oh my God, they have fake butter here. What am I going to do? Can I rush out to the convenience store to get a stick of something? I would be in a food coma before the first bite was taken, and the rest is that blur. And I'm in that food coma blur until I'm back on safe ground, which would probably be my house with just Greg and me and my food plan. So I know where my 100% food abstinence, why I have it, why I honor it so much, because that whole snacking, and you go, say you're doing a wonderful job of OMAD, and suddenly, you're snacking, you're having 3 meals a day with snacks. There's the bowls of stuff all through the house, and it could even be keto or carnivore friendly, but it still doesn't mean help yourself to half of it at 10 a.m. because it's there and nobody's looking and they want you to eat, right? Especially if you've lost weight and they're looking at you and they're saying, that person's saying, giving you some sort of message. You better show me that you still eat, because you're way too skinny. And way too skinny may be a healthy weight, but it's not carrying the 40 or 50 pounds that you had last November when you were there. So be very careful and very mindful. And if you come out of it, like say today on November 18th, and you're in a messy Monday because you're withdrawing from sugar, maybe from grains, maybe from ketofying, artificial sweeteners, having too many diet sodas, and your body just feels like a beached whale, That's not being 100% abstinent, and you weren't, and you kind of are thinking, I'm a loser, I blew it, there's no sense now in doing anything. Now you've got a withdrawal on your hands, right? And if you've gone through withdrawal after you've had some good, clean abstinence, you know what a bear it is. And you might not make it through without having something else. I don't know, but it's tough. That's why I'm saying staying 100% abstinent is the best thing you can do for yourself. Make it like it's still your fuel. You know, for me, having that OMAD of usually just beef is like it's just what it is. It's like pulling into a gas station off of the highway. It's time. The tank says what it says. So now it's time for me to feed me what I need to be fed to have my tank stay full for the next 24 hours. It's so simple, but so many people feel that they deserve the treats, the snacks, the camaraderie of, like, you know, this is the here and this is here, and you know, it gets crazy, crazy. So think of being 100% abstinent through the day, whatever day it is. It could be 3 days before the day, but you've arrived at that person's house, you've taken the time off from work, and you know that a whole bunch of cooking has been going on. Well, we'll get Chinese for tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to go for brunch, because remember the ones you like that live down the street? They've had us for a brunch, and the holiday hasn't even come yet, right? You're just there getting ready because that's when you and your sister cook and bake and all that kind of stuff. You're you're in enemy territory. Just be very, very careful. Hold on to that 100% abstinent with the food plan that has brought you all your non-scale victories and your scale victories for the past, 10 or 11 months. Hold on to that, because losing it doesn't necessarily mean that you can get back on when you want. It's one of those phenomenons. It's not as easy as you think, and withdrawal can be a bear if you've had all the things that you gave up all those months ago with success. Just be very, very careful. You don't want more than a messy Monday, right? This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Messy Monday, Part 1. Be careful. It's a jungle out there with food. I love you, all of you in the community. I couldn't do this without you. Stay clean, stay abstinent, stay at 100%. Bye-bye for now.